Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Fireside Chat number 278.
Yes.
Very nice. I'm Dennis Prager, and it is a chance to just offer you some thoughts about life, take your questions. There is no Otto here. In the last half year, Otto has not been the Otto the reliable that he was for 4 years. I'm not annoyed with him. How am I going to get annoyed with a dog? I mean, it's a little silly. But it is what it is. So, folks, a thought, briefer than normal, because we'll have time for more questions this way. As it turns out, I am in love with liberty. A lot of people are, not everybody by any means. People prefer to be taken care of than to be free. That is a fact about human nature, which is unfortunate. A lot of facts about human nature are unfortunate. That's another subject and one I've addressed. So America is descending into for the first time in its history, into a form of tyranny. There's more and more control over what people say, which is the ultimate freedom, the freedom to say what you want, even about what you think, what you say privately. Stanford University now has a system where you can snitch on your fellow student or on a professor if you heard them say something that might be objectionable to progressives, or even just objectionable to any decent person. But that an official format for snitching on your fellow student, this didn't even exist at the height of the fear of communism in the early 1950s. So America is no longer the free country that it was for all of its existence. And I'm analyzing constantly, how does that happen? How do people let freedom dissipate? And I have one answer that I have not addressed directly. I've talked about the subject, but not about it in relationship to losing the ability to be free. And that is by the authorities and the elites using fear. The easiest way to have people give up their rights is to make them afraid. And that has been done by every tyranny in history, and it is being done in America today and has been for the last few years. Just to name a few examples, be afraid, of course, of COVID. And then you lose your right to leave your house or to eat in a restaurant, to shop in a regular store, to send your child to school. These are massive, massive losses of freedom, and people accepted it. Now, why? The only way to get people to give up the freedom to leave their house, basically, I mean, that's a big deal, is with massive fear. You leave your house, you will die, or you will kill somebody. That's a big fear. So a massive loss of liberty took place in every country except Sweden, which I hold in great esteem because it didn't do this. And they're the proof that it was not necessary to do. And that's the vehicle to get people to give up liberty, frighten them. I'll give you more examples. How do you get people to all get vaccinated, even if they're healthy, and it's of minimal help to them, and even might not be of any help to them as it's coming out now? Again, it'll save your life, and if it doesn't save your life, it may save the lives of the elderly in your life. It'll save your grandma's life. And what did people give up? They gave up their right to bodily autonomy. They gave up their right to even work. People in America, at least, were fired from their jobs, lost their ability to make an income. People in the armed services, the healthiest people we have, generally speaking, they would be kicked out of the Army or the Navy or the Air Force or the Marines if they didn't get vaccinated. Again, the healthiest group, athletes, professional athletes, or even university athletes, kicked off the team, expelled if you didn't get a vaccine. All done because of the inducing of fear. This is the way. The next one, there's another example. You see this fire here? It's gas-powered. It is double the price it was a year ago. And how do you get people to pay enormous prices for energy, where in America, we were just a few years ago, we were exporting energy. We had so much energy. In America, energy could be incredibly inexpensive and not hurt people financially. I could afford it, but a lot of people can't. And the reason? Fear of what? Climate change, global warming. Again, a fear is enabling people, in this case, not just to lose their freedom, because more and more things are being banned in California, where I live. Within, by 2035, what is the year that they have said you can't buy a new gas-powered car? So that's 12 years from now. Telling people what type of car they can buy, how can you do it? By fear. If you drive a gas-powered car, you are contributing to the death of biological life on Earth, because it is an existential threat to life. It's not true. It was as untrue as the masking was, and it's so much, and lockdowns were, but it doesn't matter. People believe it. And in the name of frightening people, you could take away basic liberties, and of course take away their money as well. What car you drive, how much you can heat or air condition your home. I mean, the list is almost endless. That's all you have to do, is get people scared. But you might say, well, what if the fear is real? So I'd like you to know that for the rest of the Fireside Chat, and I hope you'll want to watch it or listen, if you're on social media right now, please go to PragerU.com or to the PragerU app. And the reason we do this is we never know if it'll ever happen. They'll just shut us down on social media, and we would like you to all be able to see this through PragerU directly. Thanks, and I continue.